Hello everyone and welcome to Gierok Farms. In today's video we are going to be doing a farm improvement project. We're going to be cleaning this ditch up.
Okay, so here's the plan. Everything is matured. These birch they're drying out, the tops are done. There's an elm here which is virtually nothing, but there's a real nice cedar tree behind it. So all this is going to get cut off. We're going to use for firewood what we can. And we're going to trim that cedar tree. There's one real nice hickory growing there, a real nice straight one. I'm going to leave him. He's down in a ditch. He's going nobody's way. And we're going to see if we can salvage him. But I think what we're going to do, I'm going to cut an area out there so we can take whatever brush from here and make a nice pile down in there, which is going to be a nobody's way. It's going to be something for the wildlife to play under. I don't know if there's anything else in here that'll make any kind of future trees that I see. But anyway, I don't even know about this, if that's one of those shrub trees or if that's actually
an apple tree.
There's thousands of them on this farm, so I think we're just gonna, he's going in because right now cedar is very rare. Now I don't know, you guys take a good look at this. Suppose I get my tree book out and get the proper name, but when I was a kid we never had these here. This is something, I don't know if the birds brought the seed in or how that went, but there's a handful of these on this farm that just grew by themselves. And I feel if we take everything else away so they can, you know, there's actually even one up behind the barn there that grew kind of by itself too.
Yeah, and you probably got what, maybe 3 of these on the farm?
3, well, that are noticeable. See, now that the leaves are off, they're more noticeable. They kind of stand out. But anyway, he'll never make nothing if he's got competition like this. So this tree is virtually nothing but firewood. Those cedar trees, when you guys get old, and that's what I'm really trying to do now. Trying to do some stuff like even that cherry or that hickory in there, we try not to scar them up as we work around them. You know, when you get to be my age, you can be telling your kids that, yeah, I remember trimming that up when it was only the size of my finger, and now it's
and 20 years later it's worth something. And
he's down in there where he's going to get nutrients from the, you know, in the water and whatever, you know, from the cattle is going to feed that.
Speaking of water too, I talked about how this is from farm improvement. You can see the difference in erosion control where there's grass up in there versus down here where it's brush. It makes a difference. So you know, those of you that are more tree hugger, I guess you could say, yeah, look at the difference in what kind of erosion control we have here.
Her dad brought that to my attention back when I was just a teenager, and he was big in some of that too, making pasture. And he said the trees don't belong down in the ditches and in the lowlands. The trees belong up in the ridges and the hills. You watch, he said, you go along your fields and there's no ditch, there's a waterway, and all of a sudden where the wood starts, that's where the ditch starts. Again, no vegetation. So
even cleaning up creeks and stuff like that, it's good to have trees here and there for wildlife, but the whole creek being box elder or some junky trees, that's not good for the soil long term, or the heart of the creek, I guess you could say.
And just from my experience, because we do got a portion of ours where there's a small creek that runs through it, where there was some sort of trees or a fair amount of brush, lots of erosion underneath it. It's a prime example. There's places where there's way less water as you go upstream, and the hole is huge because of the large trees that ended up growing, and they aren't able to be mowed because of the terrain. So here, this farm too, you might notice this through some of our summer videos when we're checking cattle, but this was all farmed at one time with horses and stuff. But I think the gully started, and then of course then they started farming around it, and then the trees started growing, and of course once the trees are above what the cattle can graze off, they just, you know, now they took over. We can't mow this with a machine, so we're going to cut this off and get everything stacked down in there. And I don't know, even above here, and the person's got to be real careful, but there's these cow paths in mowing with my mower too, and it's deeper than it looks, you guys. So the best is to keep it mowed down what the cows don't eat. But I might even have John fix and correct a few spots, but we gotta be very subtle about it. We gotta be very careful so we don't start like a ditch, and then you can't, then you gotta use rock and all kinds of crazy things to get it caught again.
Best time to do that is a dry summer. To time that out. That wouldn't be a early spring project.
Not necessarily, and again, just small parts at a time, and that's what we've done. So anyway, we're gonna get at this. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear us talking all day.
Yeah, so we got the 500i going and the new 66, so hope you guys enjoy. We're going to be improving the farm today.
Like a half a day's work already. So the plan is to try to get some of these down in there without scarring my hickory. So you see what I'm doing? I got everything down in here trimmed off flush with the ground so that once the brush gets in there, we don't have to try to work under it.
Yeah.
We work our way out. So some of these, the plan is once it dries off this summer, I'll come with the skid steer and grab them. But these don't look like much to start with. Most all this is going to end up down in there. Gonna be a home for some rabbits or something.
Yeah. We'll keep working. Try not to throw a chain here in the first 2 minutes again. See that? That one tree was leaning on the other and then it uprooted. Where you really got to pay attention, otherwise you could get seriously hurt. You can't just focus on the tree you're cutting, you got to focus on what's around you. Good progress. Mid-video, I'll remind you guys to check out GierokFarms.com. We got sweatshirts and hats on there. Go check it out. Get yourself some merch. I was telling them how when you're cutting like that, you're not just paying attention to this tree you're cutting, you're paying attention to what's around you.
It's definitely experience. I wasn't so sure he was going to let go, but it was kind of good. He was pushing the other one. Everything went where we wanted. just something a lot smaller here in the edge. And probably. Oh, that's red cedar too. That's a different thing.
All right, we're about tied up for the day, but there's going to be some more firewood to process up here. Once it dries out, we can get here with the skid steer or the winch. But we got a pretty good pile of brush down there. We really open things up here. Dad, you were just talking about how checking cattle now is going to be a little nicer.
So when we come across, from the gate, you can see more through. Once all the leaves come on all this stuff, if there was some cattle down there, you got you have to go down there and see them. So the skid steer will grab that stump and roll him in with that. And like you said, we'll drag this out to a better place to work with. We trimmed up our cedar. It'll be interesting how that progresses in the hickory. Those will be trees for you to watch someday.
So we're going to end off the video here. Thank you all for watching. We made some really good progress in 3.5 hours, but that's going to be it. We appreciate you guys being part of the journey.